For centuries, we've been taught that progress is a competition. Nations against nations, companies against companies, individuals against individuals. And yes, that mindset has produced extraordinary technology. But it has also fractured society in ways we can't ignore. Inequality deepens, ecosystems erode, and entire systems become inefficient. Because the goal isn't human well-being, it's winning. So here's the uncomfortable question. What if the real problem isn't our ability to innovate, but the framework innovation is trapped inside? Because today, science and technology already offer viable answers to many of humanity's biggest challenges. We have renewable energy that could slash pollution, medical breakthroughs that could save millions, and agricultural methods capable of feeding the planet sustainably. And yet, these solutions aren't universally implemented. Why? Because the barrier is rarely technological, it's systemic. Economic competition, political interests, and financial constraints decide what scales and what stays locked behind gates. In a world organized around profit, innovations that serve humanity but don't maximize returns often remain underdeveloped, inaccessible, or ignored. So let's flip the premise. What happens if we shift our priorities from competition to collaboration? Science already shows us the blueprint. A discovery in one part of the world can transform healthcare, energy, and communication everywhere else. And unlike physical resources, knowledge doesn't shrink when it's shared, it expands. That's the heart of a science economy, treating knowledge not as a commodity, but as a universal resource. Imagine research, technology, and education flowing freely across borders, without delay, without artificial scarcity. Scientists build immediately on each other's breakthroughs instead of duplicating effort in silos. Engineers apply proven solutions because they solve real problems, not because a market finally decided it was profitable. Communities access life-improving tools without financial barriers deciding who gets to thrive. In that world, progress doesn't inch forward, it accelerates. Because so much of today's innovation is slowed by restricted information, duplication, and economic gatekeeping. Remove those obstacles, and we don't just innovate faster, we evolve faster. And once collaboration becomes the operating system, even the role of work changes. Right now, too many people spend their lives doing what they must, not what they're uniquely built to contribute. Purpose gets postponed, talent gets underused, and potential stays trapped inside survival mode. But in a science economy, contribution reconnects with human nature. Scientists pursue discovery because curiosity drives them. Educators teach because they're passionate about knowledge. Engineers build because they want to solve real problems that matter. And when people align their work with what they genuinely care about, the quality of work rises dramatically. Creativity stops being a luxury and becomes a default. Innovation stops being episodic and becomes continuous. And society benefits from the full expression of human potential instead of a small fraction of it. But none of this is possible without one radical commitment: education. Because knowledge is the foundation of any advanced civilization, and access to it cannot be a privilege. In a world shaped by science and technology, education must become a universal right. The tools to do this already exist: digital platforms, open research networks, and global learning communities. Imagine a student in a small village accessing the same learning resources as a student in the world's most prestigious university. Imagine experts across continents collaborating in real time to solve environmental and medical challenges as a shared human mission. When knowledge circulates freely, innovation becomes a collective force, not a competitive race. And that's the real destination here. Not technology for its own sake, but human well-being. For too long, we've measured success by economic growth, even when that growth fails to reflect what truly matters. Health, happiness, sustainability, and social cohesion don't fit neatly into the metrics we worship. A science-driven society would redefine progress as long-term human and environmental flourishing, not short-term financial gain. And that shift would transform how we build cities, manage resources, and structure communities. Clean environments, accessible healthcare, sustainable infrastructure, and thriving cultural life would become core goals, not afterthoughts. Science and technology would serve humanity, instead of humanity serving an economy that rewards scarcity. History is defined by paradigm shifts. The agricultural revolution, the industrial revolution, the digital revolution. And today, we're standing at the edge of another one. The science economy is a new chapter in human evolution built on knowledge, collaboration, and human well-being. This isn't about rejecting progress. It's about unlocking the full potential of progress by aligning it with humanity's deepest values. The tools already exist. The knowledge is already available. So the question is no longer whether this future is possible. The question is whether we're ready to build it together.